For those of you who have a large collection or just have a lot of stuff, I want to pose to you a question. What if you could start over? Seriously, all the things you have right now, gone. And now you get to rebuild your collection. Is that exciting? Is that scary? I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Part of it is because I had a conversation with Connor of former Detroit Dart Club, and he was in a position where, after many years, he basically has nothing, but has started to regain some interest. And another is because I've really been on this kick to declutter my life, especially when it comes to my collection. I've accumulated so much stuff over the years, to the point where it kind of got exciting to think about just starting from scratch once again. And in truth, it's for an important reason. Because I'm selling my entire collection and I'm leaving the hobby. No, I'm not actually doing that. Someone just got excited. I do pose this question in a positive light because I've really been thinking about a video about overconsumption in the hobby and how my experiences might be able to help others better navigate through that difficult discussion. It's a touchy subject, and while I don't think just getting rid of your entire collection and starting from scratch is the right thing to do, I did want to at least consider what that might look like. Because let's be honest, I don't think even I could do that. There's stuff on this wall that I'd have a hard time parting with. I mean, that's me. This is a one of one. I can't get rid of this. Or at least I'd have to give it to someone that I really trust and respect, or someone who pays me a good amount of money for it. I guess the takeaway there is everything has its price, whether it's monetary or just sentimental. There are people I would trust to hold on to this and not just put it up on eBay for 50 bucks. Am I worth more than that or less than that? But plenty of other things behind me are fun to have, but I don't necessarily need them in my life. And a lot of these will come down to, do I actually need them for what I'm doing when it comes to games, when it comes to videos? And that's how I can better justify what I actually keep and what I let go of. And your situation is going to be a little bit different. But another reason I thought about this was because over the summer there have been a lot of brand new releases, and some of them are pretty darn compelling. But one of the worst things to have happen is when a new release comes out, is that you look at what you already have and you say, I can't really justify getting this new thing because I already have something that's like 90% the same, right? We always joke about, oh boy, another pump action Springer, another Strife clone, another Strife-esque blaster, another front-loading single-shot blaster from X-Shot. And I think it's good that we make those considerations because I don't think that the average person should have the exact same blaster times 10, but just because it's slightly different. But it's super, super compelling to want to get those. And that's one thing I do love about constantly having new blasters available. We are slightly tweaking and improving previous designs, and not every company does things the exact same way. So while you might make a good argument for an X-Shot long shot, like the price, the modability, you could also make a stronger argument for a Nexus Pro X. I think there's still a debate if you would want to get one or the other, and availability is an important factor too. And then on another scale, you could say, well, what about the worker stuff? What about the nerf stuff? And oftentimes what happens is that whatever comes out first is what more people adopt. So say, for example, you bought yourself a Nexus Pro. Well, then the Tryon comes out. Yeah, and then the Nexus Pro X comes out, and then the Tomcat, and then the Striker 2.0, the other Striker. I mean, if you had the Nexus Pro initially, you have to really justify getting those next blasters unless you're just trying to buy everything, which I do not recommend people just do because it's brand new. This is why I wonder, what if, right now, your collection, gone, into the wind, dust, and now you get to consider, with everything that's on the shelf, what are you going to buy? It's kind of freeing, actually. Oh, sure, that argument can fall apart a little bit if you're looking for something that's like 5 years old, or even less, honestly. Like if you're looking for a Nexus Pro now, you might be able to find some on clearance for like 10 bucks. Or you won't be able to find them anywhere, and you're going to have to pay like 70 bucks. So there will always be some financial element to this too, but I do think that, at least in my experiences, so much of my collection just accumulated because as soon as it comes out, there's that desire to grab it immediately, and if I had waited like another month or two, I would have found something that's actually more compelling. But waiting like a year, Well, we often don't have that much foresight, so if you're able to kind of look back at everything that's already come out, I don't know. I think your perspective might change a little bit, because sometimes the new hotness is pretty darn hot, and other times the new hotness is overblown hype that we find out a couple months later did not actually live up to the hype. This also isn't the same thing as asking someone who's like brand new to the Nerf ecosystem, the foam flinging world, and asking them like, hey, what do you want to get? On the toy store shelves or online, they have no idea what to get. They remember they had a Maverick at one point in their life. Go buy something. Like, you have nothing in your collection currently. Do you want this? Do you want that? What do you think? This is a little bit more like you have all this knowledge now at your disposal, and with that knowledge, you are now able to make a much better informed purchase decision. So I'm curious, if you had the option to completely start over, no more blasters, no more darts, no more magazines, maybe you can keep, like, I don't know, your Nerf sunglasses. That doesn't count. What would you get? Give yourself like a reasonable budget. For me personally, I don't know. Probably should have thought about that before starting this video, written something down. I did think at one point that I wanted to collect like all of the whiteout line or the red series. I think there are just different things that appeal to me and I would kind of pick and choose. While I'm not letting go of my entire collection anytime soon, I have started to offload a few more blasters. And by the end of this year, I think it's going to look like a very different collection than what you've seen over the previous years. Even though every year I think it gets a little bit smaller. Maybe I'm just thinking back to like 2018 or something. I don't need hundreds anymore. I think I just need a small sample. More insight on that in the future. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys later.